Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Here we are with a guide on 9.2 Boss LOTAN, the Ouroboros reformed hammer that consumes powerful cosmic champions and control them and enhance his own abilities. This time around, he's got a hold of Jane Foster. Now in this video, we will discuss the Immunities, the Maelstrom, Desecrated Charges and Sanctification, Corrupted Seals, special attacks and the gameplay loop before we jump into the phase-by-phase breakdown. Now LOTAN is a super easy boss. I would characterize the difficulty as the same level as 8.1 Citalis. Now remember, this footage is from the CCP beta, so there might be a few minor changes. Check out the pinned comment for the changes and let's buckle up and jump into it. The Corrupted Hammer of LOTAN grants immunity to Power Lock, Power Drain, Power Burn, Power Steal and Armor Break effects along with Armor Shatter effects. Against non-science champions, the ability accuracy of incoming damaging effects is reduced by 90%. Use science champions only. Throughout the fight, various effects are banished and LOTAN instantly gains 12% of missing power when any amount of them is removed this way. At the start of each fight, the Maelstrom begins in the center of the stage. This giant cloud that you see on the screen is called the Maelstrom. While inside the Maelstrom, LOTAN's basic attack deal energy damage and gain 50% more power. While you're within it, a 4-second timer starts, at the end of which a degen is applied on you, dealing 15k damage over 10 seconds. These degens stack the longer you stay within the Maelstrom. The degen potency cannot be reduced, but fear not, these degens are removed as soon as you leave the Maelstrom. I know it looks like a big area to play around during the fight, but with every completed phase, you apply corrupted seals that reduce the Maelstrom size. More on the corrupted seals later in the video. LOTAN starts the fight with 20 Desecrated Charges. We reduce all incoming damage by 80% until any Desecrated Charge is active. Every 5 seconds, LOTAN gains 1 charge if neither champion is performing a special attack. You can pause this charge gain for 3 seconds using a combo-ending attack or knockdown. These charges are also paused for 1 second while LOTAN is struck. For every phase, you perform specific action called smite commands to reduce the desecrated charges. Each smite command reduces the charges by 4 and these commands change with every phase of the fight. We will discuss them in more detail during the phase-by-phase breakdown. When desecrated charges fall to 0, LOTAN becomes sanctified for 10 seconds, taking extra 150% damage, and all non-damaging debuffs are paused on LOTAN. You can pause the Sanctify timer with your special attacks and strikers. LOTAN is unable to gain any power, desecrated charges, move, or perform any actions while sanctified. Any interaction with the Maelstrom is also paused. In other words, you don't need to worry about getting degen while sanctified. If you deal more than 33% max health of LOTAN as damage during Sanctification, the timer expires 400% faster. When Sanctified is expired, LOTAN power reset to 0% and all effects on them are removed and they become desecrated again. LOTAN starts the quest with 1 corrupted seal. These persist between fight and place limitations on it, changing with each new corrupted seal. For each one active, the Maelstrom shrinks in size and LOTAN's power steal gains 10% flat potency and the max desecrated charges are reduced by 2. Now if LOTAN is knocked out with fewer than 5 corrupted seals, it removes all the effects on her and the health is fully restored and the power is reset to 0 and the next corrupted seal is gained. So each corrupted seal represents each phase of the fight. Let's quickly look at the special attacks. SP1 has 4 hits, the Hammer Blast, the Hammer Swing 1, the Hammer Swing 2 and the Hammer Swing 3. On the final hit, LOTAN gains 2 Desecrated Charges and this can trigger through blocks that are not well timed. On a hit or a block, LOTAN power steals 10% of a bar of power. SP2 has 3 hits and it's important to evade the final hit to avoid big critical damage. On the final hit, LOTAN gains 4 Desecrated Charges and this can also trigger through blocks that are not well timed. The final hit inflicts 100% overload passive for 30 seconds. And SP3 is instant death. Hellheim awaits. This special attack is disabled while LOTAN is not inside of the Maelstrom. If I have to explain the gameplay loop in one sentence, it would be use smite commands in every phase to bring desecrated charges down to 0. That will activate Sanctified and deal 150% extra damage to LOTAN. Pause the Sanctification with strikers and special attack until it expires. The charges reset, stacking your corrupted seals, and you knock out LOTAN in phase 5 when you reach 5 corrupted seals. Jumping into the phase-by-phase breakdown, in phase number 1, the goal is to move out of the Maelstrom as quickly as possible to avoid the stacking degen damage. You will gain a smite charge once you push LOTAN back into her wall. You have two smite commands in this phase that will help you reduce the Desecrated Charges. The first one is to land the second medium on LOTAN in your basic attack hits, and the second one is to strike LOTAN with any hit of your SP1. So a 5-hit combo, medium, light, 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 medium also works. Also a medium, light, medium works, while LOTAN is pinned to the wall. So if you use a medium, light, medium and into an SP1 while LOTAN is pinned to the wall, you will remove 8 charges just like this combo. Now if you're using a champion that has access to slow or trauma, you can remove extra 1 Desecrated Charges with every smite command you fulfill. So champions like Deathless She-Hulk and Silk will work really well for this phase 1. Now once you reduce all the charges down to 0 with the given smite commands, LOTAN is sanctified. You will notice that she will take 150% extra damage and she cannot move, gain power or perform any actions. So for the rest of the fight, the following non-instant effects are banished: Immortality, Death Immunity and Undying. So here we already have LOTAN cornered into the wall, so we're going to wait for the SP1 here. I'm going to use another medium ending attack. There's a Dex, Dex and Dex. We go in, ending with a medium into an SP1. While she's pinned in the wall, we fulfill a smite command. We remove all the smite charges and move the Sanctified to 0, and we deal the damage to bring her down to 0 HP. Now at this point, she goes into phase 2 and regains all of her health, ready for the next phase. Phase 2, for the rest of the fight, LOTAN will become passively unstoppable whenever she will use a heavy attack. Also, true damage, true strike, true accuracy, true sense and true focus buffs will be banished. Now as you gain another corrupted seal, the total Desecrated Charges going forward will be reduced to 18. Now this phase also follows the same concept as phase 1, but this time around the smite commands are different. So to gain the smite charge on yourself, you have to be pinned against your wall. So you have to really dash back into your wall and wait for LOTAN to come in and attack to you. So just right here, I'm gonna wait for her to attack me so I can parry, and I can start medium, light, light, light. So that reduces the Desecrated Charges. So the two types of commands here are going to be to strike LOTAN with the first hit of the 4th light attack that will remove 4 Desecrated Charges, or you can strike LOTAN with any number of any hit of the striker that will remove 4 Desecrated Charges. So if you're back into your wall and you parry her and you use medium, light, light, light into a striker, and then again at the end of the striker you use medium, light, light, light again, you can easily remove 12 Desecrated Charges in one combo. Now during this phase, if LOTAN is suffering from suppression or weakness, you can remove extra 2 Desecrated Charges from completion of smite commands. Same like phase 1, push LOTAN to 0 charges to force Sanctification for extra 150% damage and the inability to gain power or perform any action. And then you can use your special attacks, and also you can use your strikers to prolong the Sanctification, and you can take out LOTAN and push her to a phase 3. There is no champion that can avail all the bonus Desecrated Charges removal in every phase, so you have to pick and choose there very wisely. At the start of phase 3, you will notice that the Maelstrom size has shrunk considerably because you have 3 corrupted seals. Each corrupted seal will represent what phase are you in the fight. So here you have to fight in between the area of the Maelstrom and not have your back pinned against the wall. And once you have that, you will gain a smite charge. Now the 2 smite commands here are going to be to use a parry, a well-timed block, and second one would be to use a special attack 2. If you use a special attack 2, you will remove 6 Desecrated Charges. If you use a parry, you are going to remove 2 Desecrated Charges. The name of the game is the same. Bring down the Desecrated Charges to 0, you can sanctify her, and then you can do all of that extra damage. As like every phase, if there's a champion with Thought or Exhaustion, you can remove 2 extra Desecrated Charges. So right now there are 10 charges. I'm going to use a parry here. 8, 6, 4, And now I'm trying to keep my space from the wall but not into the Maelstrom, and just like that you notice I got 2 more well-timed blocks and I was able to bring her down into Sanctified, and I will be able to push her into the next phase. Remember that unblockable, unstoppable and indestructible are going to be banished in this phase, and once you bring her to 0, she is ready to be pushed into the 4th phase. Phase 4 is called the Corrupted Seal of Luck. Now this one brings another complexity. Lotan's special attack 1 becomes passively unblockable, and regeneration, power gain and energize effects are going to be banished. So if you have them activated on your champion, they are going to be banished away and will give extra power to Lotan. Now as you gain another Corrupted Seal, notice the size of your Maelstrom is like considerably reduced, and also the total Desecrated Charges are also reduced to 14. A smite charge is activated when at least one of the champion is inside the Maelstrom, and once that is there, you have 2 smite commands that will help you reduce the Desecrated Charges. The first one would be to avoid one of Lotan's attack by dodging. That will remove 2 Desecrated Charges, and this also includes hits from the special attack. And the second one will be to strike Lotan with any hit of a heavy attack. That will remove 6 charges. But remember, you can only heavy her once you have a striker, otherwise she is stun immune. Also during this phase, if Lotan is suffering from a physical vulnerability or petrify, the smite commands will remove 2 extra Desecrated Charges. So right here, what I'm trying to do here, I want to stay within the Maelstrom, keeping her out of it and evade her basic attacks or the attacks from her special attack. So right here we are both kinda inside of the Maelstrom, so we are not reducing the Desecrated Charges. But you will notice right here, I will just go back into the Maelstrom, dex her once, and because I will dodge, I will reduce 2 of those Desecrated Charges, pushing her to a Sanctified. And with all of that damage, I am able to bring her down pretty quick. Joe Fixit will work well in this phase because he can apply Petrify, so he can remove extra of those Desecrated Charges. So right here, I'm just trying to dodge his basic. Notice, keep an eye on those smite charges. So the 2 ways are going to be to dodge her basic attacks and to use a heavy attack. So I think I only try to dodge her special attack and her basic attacks. If I use that with a combination of striker into heavy, I would have removed the Desecrated Charges faster, but that was a mistake on my part. So I have to keep one of us inside the Maelstrom, so I'm going to push her. But the problem with me being in the Maelstrom, those degens are going to stack and they're going to do quite a bit of damage. So I have to go out to remove the degens, and now I can dex. Every time I dex a hit of the special attack or I dodge, I am able to remove those Desecrated Charges. So again, slowly going back into the Maelstrom, dodge her basic attack so I can remove. So there I removed 4 Desecrated Charges again. Got hit by the SP1, and that's why she gains 2 more Desecrated Charges on herself. So this is going to be a really slow and painful one. The difficult part here is going to be to manage if you want to stay in the Maelstrom or you want to keep Jane Foster, because if you stay in the Maelstrom, you're going to get those stacking degens. Don't worry, during the special attack, the timer is not activated. Just 1 Desecrated Charge remaining now, so one final hit. One final dodge, and I was able to bring her down and sanctify her, and at 0% HP she is going to go in her final phase. The final phase is called the Seal of Soul. Here you will notice you have 5 corrupted seals now, and your max Desecrated Charges are reduced to 12. And the Maelstrom will cover the whole map. The only way you gain a smite charge here is during a special attack. Whenever Jane Foster will throw a special attack, your smite charge will be active. So right here, look at the green icon, right there. And to remove those Desecrated Charges, you have to dash in on the last hit of the special attack. I would ask you to keep her to an SP1, so dex, and dash in. Right here you will dash in, and you will notice that there is an untouchable on you. That will be converted to a passive untouchable that will help you miss the last hammer and reduce the Desecrated Charges. Now the charges are 8. As soon as you dash in, they're reduced to 4. So you rinse and repeat that, and you bring her down to 0 charges to sanctify her. Now originally in this fight where you see the footage, this is from CCP beta. Here the sanctified would remain indefinitely, and she will take 1350 damage in one go, and it was a very quick phase.
But now after the changes, the damage cap is reduced, and you only take 150% extra damage like every other phase. So you have to sanctify her again and again, and the only way that you can reduce the desecrated charges is by dashing in on the last hit of a special attack. So the phase is just slightly prolonged, so keep an eye on that. And I will also do a live version on it on when I do the 9.2.6 easy path video, so stay tuned for that. And all you need to do is to bring it down to 0, and this time around, because you have 5 of those corrupted seals, you will knock her out. And before I sign out, the best counters will be your science champions. My favorite ones are going to be Photon, Spider-Man, She-Hulk, Deathless She-Hulk, Silk, and also your Joe Fixit. Remember that no one champ can take bonus charges in all phases, and just be aware that LOTAN will only use SP3 inside the Maelstrom. So stay away from the SP2 last hit, that critical damage will really hurt you. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video and you found it helpful, and I'll be back with the live version soon, so I'll see you there. Have a great one, guys. Bye.